Welcome, survivors, burnout community, and those just interested. It's Kelly Bupoltz, trainer, author, speaker, and your burnout prevention mentor. Burnout is not taboo. It's our reality in this chaotic, fast-paced world. But we're not going to let it drive the narrative to our stories. We're going to do something about it. So let's dig in. We all have our own growth journeys, both on a personal level and a professional level, but sometimes we get stuck and we don't really even understand our own limitations. So I'm going to use different work styles to give some suggestions on where you can guide your growth this year, where you can guide from those limitations to an actual skill set. And using the work styles will help you align with your natural energy. When we talk about energy management, sometimes we want to be someone else because they're so successful, or be this person because I like the route that they're going, and it might not even match with your energy. For example, I am very much a creative. I love change. I love constant change, and I'm a high I and a high influence, the yellows. And so putting me in a very consistent, methodical career path ain't ideal. Go check out the job mention video out on my channel, and you'll see where bad hires come from. You'll see where bad job matching comes from, and bad promotions are predictable. So when you can really look at your development plan based on your work style and where your energy flows, you can enhance where those energy blockers are and reduce those hurdles. Let's go through them per work style and see where it resonates with you, because we all have our different experiences and seasons of life that we've been through. Maybe you've already grown out of these, or maybe this is a hurdle that's upcoming in your career path or in your personal life. And recognizing this is really the first step. Is where is the limitation, personal or professional? Is it a limitation? Is it a limitation that's high, that you're losing opportunities, that you're losing sleep, that you're losing energy? Or is it low? Like, that'd be nice to work on, but I have other things to work on this year. Where is it in your path? So let's look at these. These are our fast-paced work styles. Their limitation is lack of concern for others. They have a result, a goal that they want to get, and they're going to go get it. So they may be impatient with other work styles. They may be impatient with coworkers or even family members when they're not taking action. And because they want the result, because they want the goal so bad, they might be slightly insensitive to other people's voices and opinions. So soft skills are going to be really important for Ds or dominance work styles, which means how do we collaborate with the others? How do you approach healthy conflicts so you're not so direct and you're still hearing people out? Because there's a lot to learn from other people and understanding their behaviors and what they have to say. They're missing out on it. So how can you shift that results-oriented goal setter to pause for a moment to learn from others, to pause for a moment to hear people out, because that's only going to help them in the long run. Expand their knowledge, expand their understanding of different topics, details, and information. Their limitation is going to be that they actually move too fast to actually listen. So soft skills will be important. And when we do disc training in organizations, I go through how are we going to establish some tools and some learning moments to get through some of these limitations. So that is D. Let's talk about I's. These are our social butterflies. Their limitations are going to be impulsiveness. When they see a shiny object or something they want to do it now. They're kind of like D's in that sense, where they're fast paced. If they see something, they want to go do it, especially if it looks fun. That brings it to the next limitation, is they can be disorganized. And I don't mean in a way that's messy desk all over the place. It could be, but it's unlikely sometimes, because they also want to be socially supportive of others, so they don't want a big mess. But because they're pinging and ponging so fast in between different things, they're actually disorganized. They might not have follow through to the end goal. That means that they're going to start a lot of things. They might even get to the middle. They might even get close, but it's going to be hard for them to finish because they're ping-ponging and they're impulsive. So they already moved on to the next shiny object. So a limitation with I's is going to be following it all the way through and that impulsiveness nature. Now let's go over to S's. That's our supportives. That's our greens. And their limitations are actually avoidance of conflict. So they will be over accommodating to the group. Wherever the group wants to go, they will go, even if they have a difference of opinion, even if they see a gap over here and maybe don't have a voice or are in too big of a group to speak up. So they'll be over accommodating to just go with the flow. And that's a tendency to not change, not approach conflict. And so that conflict avoidance is going to eventually hold them back from the great things that they have to bring to the team, the innovative and creative ideas that they should be bringing to the discussion or that they have. They're just sitting there with this heavy backpack of ideas and things that they want to say, and it's getting heavier and heavier as the year goes on. So that limitation of being over accommodating, avoiding change, avoiding conflict, is going to bring them to indecisiveness, is going to bring them to an emotional outburst eventually, or unsatisfied with their position or the direction that the company's going or that their team is going, because they're disconnected from their voice. And so giving them tools and training to find that voice, giving them spaces to have good discussion and conversation is going to be important. So that's a limitation to focus on for S's. Now let's go over to C's. C's are our compliance, our blues, and a limitation that they have is because they're analytical and they're data-based, they're information-based to move forward, they can get critical of others when they don't use information, when they don't use data and facts and they just assume, right? Other people are taking risks. They'll be critical of others. Another limitation that they might have is over-analyzing, especially in changing times where things are moving faster than they like, where they're not getting that consistency and stability, and they can't get enough information and research in, that they might over-analyze something in which, days ago that was good enough. So they're digging too far into a hole that they're getting that data analysis paralysis going on. And in that time, they might be isolating themselves. And I saw this from manufacturing with some of our analytical people, that they would just disappear. They would stop going to meetings. They would stop having conversations with people around the coffee pot. And they would just go solo for a while. So that is a limitation, that when there's too much change, there's not enough information or research, that they will kind of go hide themselves and isolate because they're trying to grasp this reality, this new reality, and how to move forward in it. By understanding some of these limitations that come into our natural work styles, we can create a more focused plan to guide our energy back to liveliness, to guide our growth, not only from a professional level, but a personal level, in which we stop battling this reality of our natural tendency and we support it. We support it in a way that doesn't deflect our identity, and it aligns it. It gives us a focused plan in which not everyone is getting the same plan every year. And by doing this more aligned development plan to your natural tendency, you're going to have more progress. You're going to have more growth because you're doing it in a way that aligns with your energy.
I know you're not lazy. Most people in burnout are high performers, those serving others before themselves. Don't discount this step today, the action in which you focus on your self-growth. Piecing together the puzzle is half the journey. Rediscovering yourself, energy, and establishing new habits is the other. Do not underestimate the untapped inner strength inside you. Explore more resources on my website to move from zombie mode back to liveliness. See you soon.